Great Scott. Great Scott. Great Scott.
Hello everyone and welcome to another edition of Great Scott. I'm Scotty B and thanks for watching. The time has of course come, the walrus said, to talk of many things. I don't know. Supergirl! It's time, it's finally here, it's this week, it's fall, it's good times, it's Halloween coming up, it's Thanksgiving soon, and of course we now get to be thankful for our Supergirl coming to the screen, the Maid of Might, as they say. What we've heard recently is that it seems as though the Supergirl series is taking its cues from the old Donner films, which is something people should be pretty excited about, since that seems to be, in my opinion, what most people are angry about with the new 52, the new idea of Man of Steel, the way it's a little darker, a little more realistic, a little more serious. People say that's not Superman. Superman is wholesome and saves people, and he's corny and he's goofy and it's, happy and he's smiling all the time. I guess that's what it was back then, and that's the Silver Age kind of idea, and the Donner film was kind of a much more fantastical, fantasy, kind of happy-go-lucky type of a thing. Even though bad things happened, it never really felt like things could be terrible, or things could be dark, or things could be serious or realistic. And that's what, of course, they did with the new Man of Steel movie. Superman Returns fell into line with the Donner films, and that didn't go over that well. People then said, well, he's not Christopher Reeve. And they say the same thing with Man of Steel. Well, he's not Christopher Reeve. No one's ever going to be Christopher Reeve. It's over. That's unfortunate. So maybe the best thing they could do is come up with a new series, not starring Superman himself, but starring his cousin, his far prettier cousin, if you would agree with me, Supergirl. And we're going to see that coming up. By the time you watch this, it'll only be a few days away, or perhaps if you watch it late, you'll have already watched. Or if you're one of the many, many, many that couldn't wait until the series premiered on October 26th, you will have watched it over the summer when it was released. Now, same thing with all the Sony leaks and the movie and everything that came out. My thinking is that the company itself were the ones who released the pilot in advance because they wanted people to see it. They wanted more of this talk, and it is the most talked about series in geek world of the summer. It won all the polls. It was the one most people thought about. It was the one that was on most people's minds. It's kind of the same thing with Star Wars. They have enough trailers and things way far into advance that, we just saw the last trailer and we got forever before the movie even comes out. So this is what they do to try and get the thing into people's consciousness. They push it into their heads, and then you can't forget about it. So if you've already seen the pilot and everyone in the world's talking about it, or even if you haven't seen it, everyone in the world's talking about it because they already saw it. So now everybody's ready, So it's kind of anticlimactic on Monday because everyone's already seen it. But I myself held off. I didn't watch it. I didn't want to watch it on some computer. I didn't want to watch it however it came out. I imagine it's in high def. It probably has extra scenes. There's probably behind-the-scenes stuff, because the company released it themselves. So you're probably going to get more that you would have been able to see if you watched it back then than what you're going to see on Monday because, it was the company itself that pushed it out. At least that's my guess. It's probably not really the case. Or who knows if we'll ever find out if it is. But it's definitely a great marketing scheme if you release it in advance and everybody can talk about it at Comic-Con and then they can show it at Comic-Con. That wasn't the plan. But then since it got released early, then they could show it to everyone. But maybe it was the plan so that then they could have more people talking about it. Who knows? But I'm excited. We got villains. I don't know what the deal is, why Jimmy Olsen lives in the same city as her, but they wanted to bring him on, and he's James Olsen now. You got the Toy Man, who is a Superman villain, but he's younger than James Olsen, who is on Supergirl, who should be living in Metropolis, and Toy Man, who should have been older than all of them, and a villain in Metropolis fighting against Superman, but now he's got an infatuation with Kara, who lives in National City, and he hasn't even grown up and become a supervillain yet, or maybe he won't, but why do they have to use Winslow Schott as his name? There's a lot of crazy things. They're trying to cram it in there. They want to have all these Superman-related names, even though it's Supergirl. But who knows how he'll, hopefully the show will last long enough for us to see him delve into evilness or madness or whatever it is. And, of course, you got hunky James Olsen, who's now there, that she has a crush on. And I don't know why he left Metropolis. We'll probably get a short story from him somewhere that says I left there because there were no more challenges. Superman cleaned it up so much that there were no more pictures to take. I don't know. But I am excited, so I hope you are too. Thanks, everybody, for watching. And remember, always look up in the sky.